Good morning, and thank you for joining us here at the UN office at Geneva for this press brief.
First, the world's largest displacement of children has been seen in Sudan. 4 million children have been displaced. That's just over 13,000 children displaced every single day for the past 300 days. Safety gone, worldly possessions gone, hope fading. Second, the consequences of the past 300 days mean that more than 700,000 children are likely to suffer the most dangerous form of malnutrition this year. UNICEF won't be able to treat more than 300,000 of those without improved access and without additional support. In that case, tens of thousands would likely die. This is a war destroying the concept of respect for the laws of war, and that is killing people. This is a war destroying families' ability to fend for themselves and protect themselves, and that is killing people. But this is also a war destroying opportunity, and that destroys a country. The true cost of war isn't measured just in casualties, but also in the loss of intellectual capital. And this war risks condemning Sudan to a future bereft of learning, innovation, progress, and hope.
Though the case fatality rate was 0.4%. Region of the American region was one of the worst hit, and they had recorded 4.5 million cases, one of the highest in the...
But with no sign of a ceasefire, we have to focus instead on two things: safe, sustained and unimpeded humanitarian access across conflict lines, and international support to help sustain the essential services that children rely on to survive. Currently, we have neither. In 2024, UNICEF's appealing for $840 million to help just over 7.5 million of the most vulnerable children in Sudan. Despite the magnitude of needs, last year in 2023, the funding UNICEF sought for nearly 3/4 of children in Sudan was not forthcoming.
Is the situation in Sudan then anarchy? Do we have to get permitting where? I don't know if either of you can address that, but maybe just to mention, again, referring...
Sudan keeps being forgotten by the international community.
The United Nations has urged countries not to forget civilians caught up in Sudan's conflict. A 10-month war there has devastated the country's infrastructure, prompted warnings of famine, and displaced millions of people. But despite this, UN Aid Chief Martin Griffiths said in Geneva on Wednesday it has been extraordinarily difficult to get attention on the crisis.
Because, of course, we have all these competing crises. Gaza, we were here in this place at Ukraine the other day, and so forth. But I don't think there's anywhere quite so tragic in the world today as Sudan.
The UN is appealing for $4.1 billion to meet the humanitarian needs of those both inside Sudan and those who have fled to neighbouring countries. Griffiths said an appeal last year by the UN's Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs was less than half funded. The international community needs to act now, he added, with a sense of heightened urgency.
We must not forget Sudan. That's the simple message that I have to say today.